Educating, informing, serving. Fact TV, keeping government honest.
The Rockingham Board of Health special meeting. It's Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. It's now 6:26. We're meeting in the lower theater. And there's a Zoom link for those attending that way. I do need to open the meeting, call the meeting to order. We're meeting tonight for the matter of 1 Center Street, Bellows Falls, Vermont, owned by Lindsay Van Schoik, Courtney Van Schoik. We have a court reporter tonight, so anyone who speaks, please only speak one person at a time. Clearly make sure you identify yourself. And if a question is asked to any witness or testimony, please answer with a yes or no or an audible answer. Don't nod your head, please. Or you may be asked to verify your response. So due to some recent developments here pertaining to COVID-19, it appears we're being asked for a continuance for this hearing. So I'm not sure what the board feels, what to discuss. What we're being told is that someone's been exposed in the defendant's family and they can't attend this meeting. We just learned this information 7 minutes ago. So that puts us here. Yes, sir.
Peter Golick, Vice Chair of the Board. How long are they looking for continuance? Do we know? Is it a 14 days?
This is Scott Pickup. I can answer that, Peter. I just spoke to Lindsay, and he was made aware today. So if you're going to follow the typical protocols, it's going to be at least he'll have to take a test, and then he'll have to be asymptomatic, and it's at least a 10 to 14 day period for quarantine. So we're looking at the 21st or 22nd of December would be the earliest for this if we were looking at a new date.
And I'm going to request verification from the family member, doctor, health provider of this exposure to please be brought to the next time we convene this meeting. I'd like some, please verify this if possible. We're all here tonight to hear this procedure, and we'd like to, we will, I think, be in favor of continuance of 14 days. I'd like to make sure we're doing the right thing here. So I don't know where we can't, do we hear our testimony? We're just going to wait. So we need a motion for to verify the exposure claim.
Excuse me, Gaetano, just for those of us on Zoom, if individuals don't have their mic or have it on, we cannot hear anything they're saying.
Okay. Well, to my request, I was informed we need a motion. So if no one wants to entertain a motion, then we won't receive that information.
Mr. Chairman, just to clarify, you're looking for a motion for them or their physician to provide a statement of
Or the daycare, or wherever the case that is making them unable to attend tonight. If we could just verify that this happened, that would. There would need to be a motion for
Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Mic if you speak.
Excuse me, do you want to continue?
No, but I just let him know he needed a mic if he speaks. They can't hear him.
All right, I will make the motion that based on the potential exposure of the applicant to COVID-19 pandemic, that we request verification of that exposure by a physician or some other identity that will confirm that, and that we continue this hearing for the period of 10 to 14 days.
I'll second it for discussion.
Motion has been made and seconded to provide verification to the exposure and to move continuance of 10 to 14 days. Discussion. Any questions?
Gaetano, this is Susan. This doesn't violate HIPAA, does it?
I can't have the guy in this room, Susan. I don't know what to do here. It was announced to us.
Well, I mean, right, but asking for verification, I don't know if that's a violation of HIPAA.
I don't either.
Well, the only reason, I'm sorry, Sue, this is Scott. The only reason that I think we would ask for verification is if we're going to schedule, we have to be able to make sure we're out of an incubation period, and that would require some information for us to be able to assure everyone that they could come to this hearing and not have a problem. So it's not a HIPAA exposure question as much as it's just a public health and safety issue for the people attending the hearing.
Right, but I think we have to give them some kind of guidance of what we're actually looking for, so that we're sure not to violate HIPAA somehow.
Let me just go through my board with questions unless you have your hand.
My question would be, if this is the case, and in the continuance is so voted, why are they not able to participate by Zoom? That way they would be on, and the hearing could continue, rather than have the person exactly here, unless there's some reason that the appellant has to appear personally.
I would agree to that. I feel we could do this meeting tonight through Zoom. We're all here. We've all done our work and due diligence. And at the last minute, we're told this without any knowledge that this is the case. And there's 1, 2, 3, 8, 11 people on Zoom tonight attending.
Gaetan, if I could just maybe add some additional information to the inquiry. Two things that were brought to my attention in conversations with Mr. Van Schoik earlier in the hallway. He had some exhibits that he wanted to present this evening, but since they were at the house where this potential exposure took place, he didn't feel that he could hand those out. So he had to go and get a new set of exhibits for his particular part of this hearing this evening. So that was the first issue that I think we'll have to try to address. The second issue he brought up in our conversation was that he had a witness that he wanted to present, and that he had told me in the hallway now that this witness apparently is available on December 22nd. And I said, I don't know if that's acceptable to the board, but I'll certainly give them that information. So that was part of this hallway conversation a few minutes ago.
So which is it? That the witness isn't available till the 22nd, or there may be a COVID exposure? Okay, I would request we get the exhibits beforehand in a digital format or some way, so we don't have to rely on not receiving them.
Or risk of exposure.
And
If you look at the, I'll yield.
No, go ahead.
Well, if you look at the going with the continuance, we're talking 10 to 14 days. Tomorrow's, we're going to be looking at Christmas Eve. We're talking the 22nd. How many schedules, if anybody, is going to be available on this short notice?
well, I don't know. I know a lot of us gave up other plans to be here, and we're here. I
Right.
wish. So I don't know. So here we are. You have something else? there?
Yeah, I would, following up on your request to receive the information from the appellant, I would say that the board also needs to see a complete package of information from our health officer over there following the health order, the health officer's handbook, notice of intent. We should have some sort of something there. I don't know if the rest of you got it, but I was handed the service of process today, which we didn't have before. And I noticed the boards of up there are supporting evidence. There's no statement from the town health officer that the first time we did this, he read off a letter. I don't have a copy of that with me. If we could get that, I think that way, plus the other evidence that they are going to present would allow us to have a better handle on this and ask proper questions and get make a quick decision on this thing.
Okay, so the motion right now is for a continuance, 10 to 14 days.
Yep.
And to verify this potential COVID exposure, whether that be from the facility or a healthcare provider, or the defendant themselves. So we need to, are we going to amend it with the other requested information, or do we want to vote on that in a moment when we hear from?
Can we talk now? Can the public speak now, or is it just the board?
About our motion,
Yeah.
about that motion specific
Yeah.
continuance? You may, please identify yourself, and you'll need to speak into a microphone.
I mean, I'm not trying to break the rules.
No, I'm just trying to follow them.
I'm Bonnie Noor.
You push a button? Say again, Bonnie.
I'm Bonnie North. I live 2 doors away from the property under discussion, and I was here to testify tonight. I'm just hearing you talk. Why can't you schedule a meeting for next week by Zoom and ask for his evidence in digital format and beforehand, and schedule this meeting all together by Zoom if he can't be here? Why can't that be done?
It appears the manager answered it in the form of he'd like to have the witness here on the 22nd, and he had evidence he wanted to display. So
Can't that witness appear by Zoom?
I would think so.
Well,
I think it all could have been through Zoom tonight, but
think-
it's not. So we could amend the motion to say 1 week if that gives everyone time. I don't.
I mean, I
We
don't
were
know. That just
basing-
occurred to me. I
We
don't
were
know.
basing the motion off of the quarantine.
Right, but I mean, if it could all be done by Zoom, there's no need to even bother with quarantine whatsoever.
I asked that question to begin with about the Zoom conference versus, physical appearance. So I have no option, no opposition to have an amendment to change it to a Zoom conference if that's will facilitate this matter and move it down the road.
Okay, well, thanks. It was just an idea.
Yeah, and I'd accept the amendment to the.
Next
to the
Wednesday,
motion.
not looking good for me, but. You want to amend the motion?
No.
I already did.
The
It-
seven-
and
I'd
He's
accept it.
he's accepting the
Okay.
amendment to
The
have it
7
a
days?
week.
What was it?
To accept the,
How many days?
was till next Wednesday. That'd be a week from today.
Motion's been amended to a week from today, 7 days, and seconded. So we have a motion for continuance for 7 days next week. The defendant will be on a Zoom with his witness and with his evidence. And in the motion to verify the COVID exposure. Any more discussion? Yes, sir.
Just to clarify that the evidence that he's intended to present should be in our hands also, not just presenting it on there so we can see physical copy of it. How he gets it to us
Yeah.
is in a safe manner is the question.
I could probably give you some information on that. I did ask him in the
Your mic
hallway
on?
earlier. Yes.
Okay.
If he could send that to me, he does. We do correspond by email. So he had said that he would send it to me digitally. So we could certainly make sure that we get that for you prior to any rescheduled date.
Okay, my question will be, what if he says he can't make it next Wednesday?
Well, he already had stated, Mr. Chairman, that his witness wouldn't be available to the 22nd. So I would think that in lieu of that,
The hearing was tonight.
right, I
I
realize that.
don't, not
Well-
concerned with his witness on the 22nd. Seems convenient that that's when.
Well,
he-
I'm trying to be accommodating. What I would suggest would be the witness come up with a signed sworn statement, affidavit or whatever, and provide it well in advance of the meeting that night, if we're to convene again next Wednesday, so that we, as all can view it. In the event the witness cannot be here, at least we'll have the statement from that witness.
I agree. Yes, sir.
Comment on the motion. So our materials have not changed since the last hearing. They won't change with the next hearing. The one exception will be, for clarity, we will take photos of the property either the day of or the day before so that this board has the ability to see things as they are. So that will be by necessity last minute because we do see a lot of changes on that property. And we don't want to be in a position of documenting something that then can be pointed out as being a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So I'll beg your indulgence on that we will take photos either the day of or the day before. Everything else has been the same. Chuck Wise, Town Health Officer.
I don't have a problem with that. Just as long as we get some pictures the night of, that's fine. I mean, that's fine.
Any other discussion on the motion? All those in favor would signify by saying aye.
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 Four yeses, motion passes. So with that motion in mind, we will reconvene next Wednesday, 6:15, with all the information needed to continue this health order hearing. Anything else? Apologize to everyone who came and did all their work and who was here tonight. We will hopefully see you next week.
Move to adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
We don't adjourn, do we? Wait a minute, we don't adjourn, do we, if we're
No.
discontinuing?
We're continuing this meeting.
I'll withdraw the motion.
Withdraw the second.
Motion's second is withdrawn. See you next Wednesday.